Imagine this. You walk up to Einstein, the smartest man on the planet, and tell him he's wrong about the nature of the universe. He looks at you, a pause, and then he says, "Your calculations are correct, but your physical intuition is abominable." Most people would have given up, apologized, gone home. But this man simply nodded and went back to his calculations, because he knew something that even Einstein didn't yet. 5 years later, that same Einstein would stand before a room full of scientists and publicly declare that this man had been right all along. His name was Georges Lemaitre. He was a Catholic priest, and he discovered the beginning of the universe. July 17, 1894, in the Belgian city of Charleroi, a boy was born who was destined to challenge eternity itself. Georges Lemaitre grew up in a deeply Catholic family. To him, mathematics and theology were never enemies, they were brothers. He believed God had written the universe in the language of equations, and he wanted to learn to read it. The First World War interrupted his studies. Lemaitre enlisted death up close. He was awarded a military medal for bravery. He returned from the front a different man, more convinced than ever that behind the chaos of matter, there was something deeper. After the war, he made a choice that surprised everyone around him. He enrolled simultaneously in a Catholic seminary and a university physics program, 1923. Lemaitre is 29 years old. He is ordained as a Catholic priest. The following year, he travels to Cambridge to study astrophysics under Sir Arthur Eddington, one of the greatest astronomers of the age. Then MIT in Boston, Harvard, the sharpest scientific debates of the era. Lemaitre immerses himself in Einstein's general theory of relativity, and at some point, he asks a question that will change everything. If the universe obeys Einstein's equations, then where did it come from? This question gives him no peace, day or night. He calculates, recalculates, and slowly he begins to see an answer astonishing, improbable, but mathematically flawless. 1927, Lemaitre publishes a paper in an obscure Belgian scientific journal most scientists don't notice. But inside this paper is an idea that overturns everything. He takes Einstein's equations of general relativity and asks, what happens if we run them backward through time? Galaxies converge, the universe compresses, and at some point, the entire universe fits into a single, infinitely small point. Lemaitre called it the primeval atom. This meant something extraordinary. The universe did not exist forever. It had a beginning. There was a moment before which there was nothing, and then it exploded into existence. Today we know this as the Big Bang Theory, but at the time, the scientific establishment met it with cold silence, or simply ignored it. Most physicists believed the universe was eternal and unchanging. The idea of a beginning felt to them almost religious. At an international conference in Brussels in 1927, Lemaitre approaches Einstein. He explains the theory. Einstein listens carefully, a long pause, and then, "Your calculations are correct, but your physical intuition is abominable." For anyone else, that would have been the end. But Lemaitre returns to Belgium, opens his notebook, and keeps calculating, because he knew mathematics does not lie. 1929, American astronomer Edwin Hubble publishes his observations. Galaxies are indeed flying apart. The universe is indeed expanding, exactly as Lemaitre had predicted 2 years earlier. The scientific community begins to take notice. The name Lemaitre is finally spoken seriously. 1933, Lemaitre presents at a conference in California. Einstein is in the audience. He listens to the full lecture. Then he sturges, and in front of everyone, he said, "This is the most beautiful and satisfactory explanation of creation to which I have ever listened." The man in the clerical collar had won. But the most astonishing conflict of Lemaître's life wasn't with Einstein, it was with his own church. 1951, Pope Pius XII addresses the Pontifical Academy of Sciences. He solemnly declares, "The Big Bang Theory is scientific confirmation of the biblical creation, proof of the existence of God." For most people, this would have sounded like a triumph. But Lemaitre was categorically opposed. He urgently seeks a private audience with the Pope and explains tactfully, but firmly, the theory remains entirely outside any metaphysical or religious question. Science asks how, religion asks why. To conflate the two is to destroy both. In the end, the Pope listened. The Church's official position was quietly revised. The Vatican no longer insisted that the Big Bang was proof of God. Georges Lemaitre lived a long, full life. He continued teaching at the Catholic University of Leuven, both physics and theology, until the very end. He was elected president of the Pontifical Academy of Sciences. He published scientific papers into old age. And in 1966, just months before his death, he learns of the discovery of the cosmic microwave background radiation, the echo of the Big Bang, the direct proof of his theory. He simply smiled, they say. The universe had confirmed him just weeks before he left it.